team, if he is on a tear, okay, this job can still be difficult. Dashing into the smokes.
Guys watching this match,
I bet on him to find that kill 9 times out of 10, and C9 are going to have to work, really work, to try and shut that one down. Either way, we are going to be getting ourselves back into this second half. Sheriff sport up, not just for Oxy, but also for Vanity. Feeling confident in his individual aim, as you said. He's at the top of the board right now, but it does remove some of that extra utility.
Yeah, it's kind of wild to see him come in like this. Confidence on display, and the ranged fight goes well with Durka already tagged up.
Curry's the one who wins that. It's each other. It's the guy with the classic that finds the head.
classic से hold है Viper सही है भाई इसके लिए लेकिन chat.
Regardless of the weapon, Howzy was tagged up. Nice poster, little sneak through. The rest of the squad a little bit later on the way, but he's been spotted. And how much do they have to cross over? They've got to wait for this wall to come back online to block off spawn. And it looks like they're falling back, stagnating a little bit on the aggression. Durka leading the charge towards A, but still, they have Oxy sat up on top of the stairs waiting for this rotation. They didn't gamble and leave the A site wide open. They weren't convinced that it was going to be
reveal हो गया ये.
Reward can be found for that.
Nice dash bro.
Not able to initiate the fight, and in fact they've crossed over, grabbed the plant, and now
Plant कर लेगा तो easily
together.
right take down कर सकता है ये.
Not gone according to plan. Everybody tagged, but at the end of the day, Leo needs to hit every shot. They just line him up, take him down.
यार गलत ही मार गए तो.
Yeah, I like the fact that they had that elevated peak. The chance of him getting both kills is 1,000,000 to 1 when you set up like that around the corner, especially with the sheriff.
Easily headshots लेना भाई अगर crosshair तुम्हारा सही है.
Slightly increased.
Fnatic गलत ही मारते हैं भाई
individually. But that is now Cloud9 taking themselves another pistol. Now, we've said this before. You win both pistols, the game should be yours. But the way that things have been going so far, how close everything has been, I wouldn't count the chickens just yet.
Oh, jump in shot Viper ka.
Just a few sheriffs. Now we saw in the previous match, the Cloud9 were happy to force, but it seems like, especially on a map like Breeze, I feel like the force fire just doesn't have that same impact, like coming in with SMGs on a map which has massive angles, and instead you're going to have Leo just investing into that Marshall.
Yeah, again, just hoping that Alpha and Durka land a body shot, and he's basically got an AWP at that point. And Alpha and Durka landing a body shot.
Shots?
That's the other point, I suppose.
Alpha
and Durka land at 145.
Yeah,
then,
there you go. There you go.
I suppose at that point the classical do. That's the worst case scenario for these guys they tag you down, they hit you in the shoulder. And at that
Maybe
point,
if they hit the headshot through the wall.
Okay, wall bang.
Yeah, that's probably
wall bang shot.
more likely.
Viper को mid मिल सकता है bro.
Look, 82 HP on
Jet is holding
he's still floating around. Still
not going to fix.
Vanity got hit by the wall bang from the Marshall, so he's going to be a bit low as well.
Guardian का head लगेगा सीधा अगर pick कर रहा है तो.
It's just more of a standoff. Eventually, Fnatic are going to have to be the ones to make the move. They've got that mid control, but there is no aggression.
Marshall and Guardian se control by side.
C9. Don't give them anything. Don't give them a chance to retrieve a rifle. Don't go pushing.
Okay.
Just
so
wait
reveal
for
his
them
location.
to have to execute with minimal utility.
एक location जाएगा. अगर pyramids वाला reveal हुआ, तो Jet easy push करेगा इसको.
Again, I feel like the knives have been
nice Guardian.
perfect well.
Okay.
Once again, this man doesn't seem to miss.
ये Jet का kill I think. ये Jet ले जाएगा.
On the clock for Fnatic to try and do anything. And while Zephyr is going to steal that ace away. But this is why we've ranted and raved about Oxy's individual ability. That was clean.
He's got it for days,
Guardian
man, now top fragging the server, just overtaken Durka. We said he needed to capture a Durka-like performance. Thing is, you do that up against the pistols. That's
line of fire में दो आ गए.
Fnatic are going to be pulling out rifles.
Viper और KO
well slows down their push, opens up a lot more space for C9 or for Oxy in particular, to reset into those later fights, for teammates to come through, for flashes to come in. Now there's a little bit more of a challenge potentially, especially seeing that Blade Storm out from Oxy though might help them out slightly. And he's been spotted getting aggressive, so the element of surprise no longer in play, but that doesn't take away from the effect these knives can have.
Yeah, dash gone means that the level of risk triples. And Fnatic once again, I think they were well aware of that potential push. Trips set up, and also the cam just watching deep. It was going to be difficult for him to find any level of space with this double initiator comboed with a Cypher. Like, there's just so much information available. And a map with as large rotations as GUYZ, you kind of need that. Oxy, though, well placed to meet this push as they go running into B.
Oh, smoke में double push.
Needs some support as the rest of the squad comes
I reveal गलत. गलत time पे reveal हुआ.
That's a lot of space opened up, and the rotations delayed significantly. The plant should be acquired, and even further dealing damage as Alphayer has support as they look to trade him out. It's Leo from afar, but it's not pretty.
Guardian tap twice scary. काम करते रहो, tap देके निकल जाएंगे अगले वाले.
2v2 nonetheless for a squad that often
nice
deals
cam.
damage.
एक को reveal होगा, क्यों reveal हो जाएगा.
Guardians in
दोनों
hand.
mains
This
आ रहे
could
हैं.
go
Okay,
either
nice.
way. Still, Fnatic need to be careful not to let this slip away. Oh, that's so awkward.
reveal हो
Jake
गया.
had the jump, but
Guardian.
it's a little bit of a whiff. With 40 HP and spotted up, there wasn't much chance for Zeppa to pull that across the line. Fnatic are back on the board.
Yeah. Somewhat the expected result. Obviously, you had the Blade Storm to slightly pad the round, but ultimately that was the full purchase of Fnatic, and it was only the saved weapons plus the Blade Storm to go into this round. Still, though, you just feel like Jake has been pretty clean thus far this game. That was an opportunity. That was a chance, and well, as you can see, he knows it. Still, though, C9 in the lead, and now they come in with that big purchase. Okay, Curry's going to be left on a Guardian, but I was going to say Oxy's gone for the operator, but he decides against it.
भाई मिड लेकिन यूजुअली हम लोग ये साइड में करते हैं भाई ए और बी पुश होते हैं मिड बहुत ही कम पर करते हैं वो डिस्ट्रैक्ट करें एक मेन देखने के लिए बाकी सब मिड से पूछ ले रहे हैं they are moving to main I think yep.
Camera activated and deactivated, they start to get suspicious. They have seen, you know, Cypher utility, no one in elbow.
But only harbor hold
work off of. You're not going to play the rotations on the back of it.
Take.
So Fnatic will find a much easier way into the A
is
side.
revealed. Nice, nice.
What?
That was like someone who accidentally knocked their mouse. Ridiculous. Leo has, however, managed to find Jake. We'll have to try and move on from what we've just seen. And Oxy, well, he moved his way into the site. A lot of damage done, but Durka just doesn't die. Leaving it into a 3 versus 2. All 3 players have fallen
line up. Swiper got line up
towards the cave, and Durka's not stopping. That W key has been held, making his play to potentially join PaperX. Quick shift.
Rotate कर गया
from the roster. Leo
easy ले जाएगा.
Trying to use the shock darts, but they're just not ready.
Nice
and again, Durka, alongside a little bit of help from Leo, is going to be able to close the round. 8-8 scoreline equalized.
Jet बहुत अच्छा हो गया.
I'm going to need to see what Oxy did again.
That was ridiculous, dude. So the cage goes up. I'm thinking Alpha's maybe in
trouble.
Cage में
गलत मार गया इसको.
Yeah.
और केज लगाया वही मर भी गया वही.
What? As I saw he's close, I'm like, okay, but you have to run through the cage and it's going to make noise. Alpha's going to turn, so we have a battle on our hands.
It's insane. Our scoreboard right now. 2 players, 20, 21. The next highest kills in the server. It's 9, and now they're even.
One more.
Oxy will take the fight, but there is a trade out. Seemingly tried to do it all on his own.
Yeah, surprising lack of support there, right? Like, he goes down, no further trades. It's an aggressive round, but
especially when you have a low buy, I feel like you just send whatever you have to support him.
At least 1 or 2. They tried something, it didn't work. Now they've got to recover it elsewhere. Alpha down to 25. That's a good opportunity. Never seen one.
Do they know?
He's going to be a human recon dart. He's dead. Surely Curry's going to
kill
him.
No, he's discipline. Classic brush for close range.
Curry's favor.
अगर ये नहीं देखा तो दोनों का लोकेशन रिवील है.
Jump on them being a little closer than expected. He's dropped Leo 25 on Alpha, and the right click is enough. Now he's going to vandal, and the flash is perfect. Gorgeous flash from Zeppa, leaving Chronicle to do it all. And the spike is down on the site. This was a low buy round from C9 where they sent Oxy and
अगर close range में नहीं check करोगे corner भाई नहीं आएगा वो.
Done and dusted there. But the
nice angle hold.
out of Curry has given them a new lease of life. Chronicle
Okay,
looking
location
to
is
drain every ounce of it out of them. 82 and
Nice.
3 players swinging. No chance. C9 have the lead.
What a round from Curry. Hey, he's playing with the classic throughout the majority
Classic
of that.
भाई वो
Managed
लेके
to
से
get 2 kills and
कॉर्नर
I
चेक करना
honestly,
चाहिए
I was
भाई
thinking, okay, he
always
probably gets alpha, and then that's it. But
एक
instead, he
हेड
gets the first
इसको
of the
ब्रस्ट मार
Leo,
दिया
and
एक
he
ही बार
sees the gun. That's what it
करी
was.
Yeah.
Just a
करी
pixel of the
मेड देम
barrel
करी
of the gun, and just
ये
risks
वॉल
it
अगर
for
नहीं
a
रहता तो
biscuit.
मार
Puts
देता
that right click through. 9 to 8. A back and forth map of Breeze, a much closer affair. Oh, we're going to see the tactical pause called. A moment once again for Almapuddy and Imi to talk things through with the teams. I am just looking at those Jets, both with 21 kills. It has been a display. We compared them at the beginning, and I'll be honest, when it comes to analysis, it's the laziest form. Comparing 2 Jet players.
Jet, it's like 2020 all over again.
But I was asked by our producer Sam, who I want to compare at the beginning of the day, and I was like, I have to do it. I have to do it because they have been so, like, Oxy has been a superstar, and Durka, the thing is, he hasn't been playing to, I would say, his best throughout the tournament so far.
Sure.
He's been very good. He's been fine. But now we're seeing why. We've always marveled. We've talked about him since the very first international event back in Iceland, where he went to take on the likes of Sentinels. Where are they now? Who knows? But either way, he has kept it on for such a long time and is still tearing up this server once again.
बना रहा है
Quieter performances from some of the other members who were there in the last map. Alpha, he's a bit lower down the board. Don't know if that was.
I think it's funny as well. You look at both Oxy and Durka being
Fates
1 kill away.
कम है इनके
3 kills away. I suppose I saw Leo's
Okay,
got 12, but
okay.
only a couple kills away from
एक
double
kill आएगा
the next player on the
really
server.
is.
It's unreal.
एक किल आएगा सुबह का
Only one of them gets to take the map. For the longevity of the series, I might be a little bit America's bias because I want this one to keep going.
Yeah, listen. At this point, I don't blame you. And if Fnatic take Breeze, move on to Ascent. It's C9's map pick, but we saw it earlier on.
मिड ऑफ मिलेगा
You know, it
Reverse
was
sweeps are
मिड
rare.
ऑफ मिलेगा भाई
well.
We've seen a couple, but
पिलर्स के पीछे ये तीन
If anyone was to
ऑल
do
फ्रॉम
it, I
मिड
think both
ओके
of these
गया ये
rosters
गया
would be right up the top of your
लोकेशन
list for
रिवील
the potential.
कैम क्या सही लगा है मुझे
C9 with the lead. They don't want to let this slip. If
भाई
they win this
एकदम
round, Fnatic
small
will have very
एंगल पे
little
मिल रहा है
economy to
उसको
invest into the next. Ultimates might bridge the gap, especially with a Blade Storm online for Durka, but it will make them uncomfortable.
वो
And that's all that
थ्रू
C9 can
चेक
ask
करके
for.
आया ये
Double digits to be
वाइपर को
contended
मत चेक
for.
करना इस बार करी इधर फिर ले जाएगा
THANXX
कोने में
Fnatic.
बैठ के
Certainly focusing in on the B site, and it looks like
ओ
the
ओके
rotations
ओके ओके ये गया
well timed.
मिड से
almost caught. But Curry
ऑल फ्रॉम
survives.
मिड टू फ्रॉम मेन
The back of the
They
site,
mid
he's
to main.
caused them problems. Chronicle
स्पैम कर दे भाई
being
फॉलो अगर
revived.
हटा
Now
स्पैम में
very
लाइन ऑफ फायर
fine.
दो जाएंगे
Getting a little bit low. The spam thrown to
Okay,
Curry. He's still
now.
just about surviving.
टाइम
Lurking
टाइम
around
ब्रो
the
टाइम
edge.
जेट मार देगा
On this high
जेट
tide,
मारेगा
he's got to try and go all the way through.
बोला
But he
जेट मार देगा
manages to find the kill. Now
भाई,
bear in mind,
करी
they're
ले जा
down
रहा
to
सही।
12 seconds. The peek
Nice.
out from Jake will find
Nice
one,
one.
but they are still sticking that plant. It will go through.
Just about.
साइफर गन साइफर
It's
गन
worked out for now. Fnatic in a 3v3. It's that op though. That's what I'm worried about. You peek out, you try to
Location
see where
एक
these
chance
players
नहीं
are.
दे
You
रहा
try to
ये
punish
मिड पे तू
on the back of that. Well, it wasn't even the op.
ऑफ
It
भाई
might close the round, but Seppa
Oh,
so quickly adjusted.
Oxy
He was
एक
the
या भाई
player they
गलत है
spotted. He was the player they tried to double swing. And somehow he picked up both of those kills. C9 double digits. Fnatic, well, they're going to struggle now. Hey, listen. You and me both.
ये ये
Hey. He's got a long career ahead of him. I don't think
भाई
anybody's
सुबह
doubting him
ये
at
सब
this
देख
stage.
के भी इसे
How mental is Curry there? Like he's 11 HP. When he stands up beside the wall, he's like, I'm gonna go through this. I don't think I can win a fight unless I surprise him. I'll drop the planter and maybe we'll win off of time. They didn't need the time in the end. That's also Oxy now taking the top fragger on the server.
The other thing as well is it also creates chaos for everybody on Fnatic to run into awkward spots. Like all their post plants go out the window the second that spike is dropped. So there was 2 players stuck on default when they go to retake.
भाई क्या सही लाइन
He
है
somewhat
विंडोज
wins in the round just
ओके
because of that.
ऑफ है
Well,
ब्रो
Oxy.
जस्ट निक एंड पिक
It's huge.
He was fantastic
Nice.
in map 1. He's kept it going map 2.
पर बूस्टर को पहले
hoping that
लेके
this
चला
series will
गया।
go the distance, and who knows how many kills
Curry
he'll have
still
by the end
holding.
of it. But
नहीं
if
वैली है
they-
इस बार तो।
Let's put it this way: if they are going
और
to win, he
वो
might
खुद
need
को दौड़ा
100
दिया अपना।
plus.
Side dog.
Invested so much here. A blade storm,
Viper
an
also,
alpha,
yeah.
and Leo
दोनों
both
भाई flash है
grabbing
तो smoke
rifles,
पर।
and to lose
सही hold
Boaster,
रहेगा।
your smokes on the way through.
जेट डैश में जाएगा
Win
स्मोक
these
में
fights,
नाइस।
rely on Durka.
ओके
Rely on Alpha
करी
here,
गया इस बार।
apparently just swinging into Curry.
ओके भाई
Vanity's down
मैं
after
ये कह रहा
one.
था
It's
अगर
heads
वाइपर
around
मेन
for
पे अगर
Alpha
ऑफ लाया
here
से बैठ
to
गया ना
put into the books. A
गलत हो
plan
जाएगा
coming
फिर।
through from the man himself.
Listen, reveal.
Leo.
जेट का अल्ट वे।
Hunter's Fury online. The post plant could be strong. Still to contend with is the Blade Storm
एक को
from
ले जा
Durka.
सकता है।
On the way back through, C9 could be in
Calico.
trouble. But that op from Oxy, I expected it to be a big factor in the previous round. It
Big
wasn't
gun spray.
quite. He's going to use the Blade Storm to close the distance. A blade on blade battle. And it's going to be Oxy to win it.
Oxy
A
did
beautiful
that.
kill, leaving
Direct.
just one man alive.
Okay, playing
Leo
on this.
miles away.
Fine.
He has the Hunter's Fury. He will pop it. He will use it and almost grab the kill. Oxy's low. He's delayed them at least a moment. That was almost a double. Still two
Double होने
players
वाला था।
standing though, and he has to break the cove. It's just a few bullets needed. Half
भाई
already.
ले गया।
Leo somehow in a position where this is
Okay.
winnable, but it's one.
भाई ये ले गया। अल्ट पे भाई 2 बार जंप करके, नहीं तो जेट और फेज दोनों एक साथ जाते, लेकिन भाई जेट निकल गया जंप करके।
Are you even surprised? Are you even surprised
Yes,
at
I'm
this point?
surprised he used the Hunter's Fury in a 1v3, Tom.
बढ़िया खेला।
I'm
आई फैनेटिक।
goddamn surprised.
I'm not
और
surprised
ये
about it
लामत
at
है।
all. Not even for a second. This is what
भाई
this
क्यों
man
गलत मार
does.
गया।
This is what he does on so many
वो
different
बैठा था डिस्कस नहीं किया,
occasions.
जैसे वो
Almost
देखा उसके बाद भाई
collapsed
हाफ
off the
हो
back
गया
of
था
the
उसका।
Hunter's Fury, but it turned out he only needed that for the first. C9.
भाई ये लाइनअप सही है उसका लाइन।
Wow. They got to be
मिड
kicking
डोर्स को ब्लॉक करने
themselves.
के लिए स्मोक जेट लगा ही है
10 to
ऑफ के
9.
साथ। नाइस नेट बोरो।
New lease of life,
Are
but
you-
they have been shut down immediately. CLOUD9 are not looking to give this
Really
one up.
legit.
Leo still standing, striking the fear of God into his opponents.
प्लांट्स
As once again he looks to turn this
Jet
round
को ले
back
जाएगा,
from
I
a
think.
seemingly impossible position.
भाई इसको मारना आसान नहीं है बे।
A
ये देगा एक
4v2,
ऑफ,
turn 3.
हल्का सा पिक दिखा एक ऑफ देगा।
Tapping that plant, he almost
Nice.
goes down because of it. The spam has done
Oh,
damage, and now
off
Chronicle's
लगेगा।
all that's left.
क्या?
3 players facing off against him.
करी भाई सही है।
And the heroics of Leo in the last round
करी
couldn't
होल्ड कर रहा है।
bring
तीन
that
तीन
lead
करने दे रहे स्मोक के
much
थ्रू, या
closer.
पुश कर रहा है तो भाई ये अलग ही।
With now 11 for
Fnatic.
C9, just a couple
God.
away. And actually, the money is the real issue for Fnatic.
हाँ, भाई क्रेट्स
Backs
गलत
against the wall
इनका
now
बन ही नहीं
after
रहा
that
क्रेट्स।
investment. Win one, lose one, and now look at where they found
3000
themselves.
4000 था, अभी उनका 8 है, उसका क्रेट्स भरा पड़ा है CLOUD9 का।
Still, Oxy up on top. We had them. Durka and Oxy were tied up,
देख भाई
21
क्रेट्स
kills
उनके
each.
कितने 3000 3000
Now
इनके
here we
1700
are with
1800
25
1100
for Oxy, convincingly
लियो पे
leading
सिर्फ
the
क्रेट्स से
charge
4000।
for the side of C9. Curry has that pick. You
Oh.
saw him.
टीम इन पुश
He
ऑल
wanted to use it, but he didn't hear anybody.
All.
No point of
So
contact.
what,
No
drone?
one there. Instead, it's the A site, and he uses the pit now.
Bye.
And it's a little late
पहले
into
तो
the
वो
round when all the noise is being used
अपने
on.
नेट पर ही
Pretty
ले गए
main
किल
on
गलत।
A.
एक दो तो
C9,
जाएंगे
they're
और
still winning the fights. They might
wall
not
की
need
gap
that
में
Viper's
इसको मार
pit.
दिया।
They don't need a whole lot. Jake.
वाइपर
Oh,
वन
he's baking around the back of the site, trying to catch them. Flash has unfortunately caught him. He slowed down a little bit, but he has the support.
मैंने देगा
Got the-
ओह वाइपर
with
अल्ट
him.
ब्रो।
There's the Viper's pit doubling
अब
down.
थोड़ा सा हार्ड
Leo's
होगा।
one away as well from getting that Hunter's Fury again. Just
Already.
used it moments ago to win the
हाँ,
clutch.
कुत्ता काट लेंगे।
Chronicle tagged up within the site, but the time is what they're playing with. Leo,
थोड़ा tough
third kill.
होगा।
That's Hunter's Fury. Now this becomes a
बैठा
real
राइट में
issue.
दिख गया था
This
उसका
round
बॉडी।
is slipping
ओह
away, but it's left to him again.
बचा
Another
डिस्क
clutch
बचा पाएगा
needed from
रिवील
Leo,
नहीं
and he's going to go for the spam
क्लोज आ जाएगा वाइपर।
trying to find the player on the spike. Jake is just sticking it all the way. The bullets are landing. He's
Oh,
going to
buckle.
take it from under Leo's nose.
तो
He's
बकल
not
से
going
लिटरली
to
इसके
strike
बुलेट सारे गए
twice.
हैं।
With the Hunter's Fury online as well, I don't blame him for going for the spams. Conscious that that second player was likely just going to push him down and take him out in the middle of his attempted denial to lose the Viper as well for the pit to fall. So much went against them in this round. I think none more so than the position it was planted in. It gave him a safe angle to hide behind the wall, just about protecting him. We could see the crosshair clearly lined up on the player, but it's not enough. The pyramid in the way. Gives him the advantage, and now C9 12 to 9, 3 chances to close this map out. The map pick of Fnatic returning the favor. Fnatic did the very same to them on their choice. This one being a little bit closer. But Oxy is looking to end it here and now already Alpha airdrop. Hunter's Fury being burned up. A desperate attempt to enter into the site to find some space. But there is next to none being granted. One by one they fall. Although C9 have some low players, the advantage remains well and truly within their grasp. The Seekers even locking in these final Fnatic players. They know exactly where they are.
It does give the information that that flank could be coming. Vanity won't mind. Leo trying to sneak his way.
Reveal stairs वाले reveal हो जाएंगे तो.
Expected him to. It seems like they're aware, but he's already found one. Oxy quick to trade, and up close Jake will put down one more. Bolster. Well, he said he's not the man to win a 1v5. How about 4? Oxy's the man to close it.
CLOUD9.
This young star having one of the best performances we've seen on this stage.
भाई स्टेयर्स पे ऑफ लेके बैठा वो सही कर रहा है और करी का मिड पुश और साइड होल्ड भाई एक नंबर का था 20 पर अकेला होल्ड हमको तो इसका लगा सही पटला और सही मारा भी गलत ही ले गया इनके
will be one hell of a story for him, one hell of a memory for a debut at this level if they can take it now as we're 1-1.
Oxy!
Chamunda.
Lads, we have a grand final on our hands here. C9 beating on 5, losses on breeze, heading next into their map pick. The tide has turned.
Last hold सही था भाई आपका last 3 round हो hold stairs pick number
final going into our third map of this best of 5 series. The crowd are loving it here in Tokyo, Japan. Join us very soon.
आगे लगा दे इसका ढक्कन बंद जा
Welcome back to Red Bull Homeground 2023, live from the Ryogoku Kokukikan Arena. This legendary sumo arena is now the home to a grand final. It's Valorant, baby, and it is Fnatic versus CLOUD9, and it's all for the silverware, and it feels like we're just getting started. It felt like it was nearly all said and done not that long ago. It was looking very bleak for CLOUD9, and now Oxy, look at the man on screen right now. It's the first time on a big stage. And let's be honest, this is a very big stage here. It is packed out with fans, and he looks that comfortable
that he may as well be in an armchair and slippers, Mitch.
Yeah, well, look, at the end of the day, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And as myself and Tom know from the many marathons we've been involved in, it's all about conserving energy. You don't want to push yourself too hard. And in these breaks, it's important. Keep the heart rate down, get yourself relaxed. And I think he's really hitting a stride in that regard.
Yeah, you strike me more of a short distance runner. Oh, sorry, just
seemed to be a break there in between those words.
Just a
little bit of dead air there.
Yeah,
what was that about?
I do think as well, though, the fact that after that back-breaking clutch from Leo, instant response. Like, it was like nothing happened.
Beautiful.
That's, for me, is the sign of a really solid team, that you lose a clutch that, as Mitch sort of said, it looked unlosable, even with using the Hunter's Fury in a risky position.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's Leo. He does those sort of things, but the fact that they won the next round really clean. It was like nothing happened. So
let's take a look at that clutch, because you're right, Tom.
Damn.
Mitch, talk us through this, because it did feel like this should have been a turning point for Fnatic.
But you know, you're going to see when they go for this defuse the first time, it's Oxy that goes for it, and he can't tank that Hunter's Fury. When
the last round
has to dash out of the way. This delays them. If it's one of the players who's got that little bit more HP, I'm looking at Zeppa, who starts that defuse. He could stick it. He could tank one burst. The moment. It's just how these things unfold. But realistically, you don't imagine that the ripple effect will be this guy wins a 1v3 with very, very limited time.
It's also possible they thought that his initial plan would be to spray at the cove.
Exactly,
so then if Oxy peaks his 1 HP, straight bullet kills it.
1v3, you don't usually see players even attempt the Hunter's Fury in that moment, because you know they're
so
just
you
going
go
to
for the
stick
low
it.
HP, maybe he gets it half, they break the cove, and then the other two players who are healthy can peek and kill him, but he's a lunatic.
He's insane. He's insane.
Well, 13-9 was the score, of course, the Battle of the Ages that you previewed at the very beginning. Oxy versus Derka. I mean, Oxy has been popping off all tournament, right? Derka, he's found another gear here in Grand Final territory, and it's been an absolute treat for the fans.
The fun thing about this is he's going to go through so many sort of like legendary Jet players along the way if they actually manage to win this. Bear in mind we had players like Buzz in this tournament. They beat a team of CNET in this tournament, and to win they have to beat Derka. Like, honestly, he's pushing himself the sort of leaderboard of Jet players, and he's making it look kind of easy. He was 7 kills above him by the end, you know?
And you know, normally when I see a player, as we said, come into this level, we don't expect them to deliver. If they do, it's kind of here and there. He was able to match up in this game. That's a good sign.
Or maybe on one agent.
Exactly, yeah, one agent, one map where they're just unbelievable. It could be the Yoru on Bind even coming into today, I thought. Oh, that's where he might have an opportunity to shine.
Jet
the rest,
him.
He'll fade off. Yeah, but you jet diff Derka? Are you kidding me? Like, what's the next goal at this point? That's it. You've done it. Just consistency is all you can talk about. Oh, maybe.
Well, this is the thing on Breeze. That was Fnatic's pick, and it wasn't like they were getting Fnatic light. There were moments there where you were getting full-fledged Fnatic, and CLOUD9 were handling them.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like the series now just turns into who turns up on the map. It's less about the map. When you get 2 world-class teams, 2 heavy hitters, the map goes out the window. Who make the right call at the right time.
Yes.
And with such fantastic IGLs that we have on either side, as said, they've got sort of like a bromance going on, but it is going to be staring across that scene as they now have to try and fight versus each other.
Shout out to a man like Curry. Come on.
Absolutely. I mean,
classic king.
There's been so many insane rounds from him. Yeah, like the classic kill when everyone had sheriffs on that angle. He just comes out. Bap,
and then he gets 2 later when he's playing through the Viper screen as well. Like, he's been great with that
super
gun.
sub. We've seen plenty of those throughout Valorant history, and it's always just remarkable to see someone who's so capable of fitting into a team that quickly.
Yeah.
It really speaks to his individual ability, his team ability, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of him in the future, regardless of whether it's here or somewhere else.
Well, Fnatic were as hot as a curry on Ascent earlier against THANXX, and they are all warmed up for this. So they'll be feeling pretty confident, despite coming off the back of a loss on map 2 there, Tom.
Yeah, I think this is a really sort of interesting one, because obviously we've seen this map already a couple of times. Obviously coming out from the side of C9. First time it went really well. Like they absolutely decimated the entirety of that map. And then the second time, not so much. It seemed like a bit of a slow start. Now, I don't know what version we're going to get. Again, when they did dominate, it was Oxy just frying. So that's going to be the main man to talk about. Wow, who could have seen that coming?
Mitch.
He's not bad, is he, Oxy?
He's
all right. He's all right.
I mean, Mitch, as we get into map 3, 15 seconds to go before we throw you guys into the server. Who's taking the advantage?
Oh,
Come on.
I mean, look, I'll say Fnatic starting on the defense will know pretty quickly how this one's going to go. This is somewhere that C9 have a lot of ideas on the attack. I feel like this could be C9 building on the back of what we just saw, Oxy dominating.
All right, who's going to take the next step towards lifting the Red Bull Home Ground 2023 trophy?
Okay.
Tom, Mitch, let's get it on.
It's a sick trophy.
And we've got the
Shock dart
barriers
देके
up, but
पहले ही हाथ
instantly there's damage
डाल
dealt.
हुआ।
Zeppa shock darted right at the beginning of
Zeppa
the round.
74
That
shock
shock
dart
dart
लगा।
ain't gonna do too much because they're not moving towards B. No capitalization on the back of that damage there. Instead, C9 will be taking a little bit of mid control, nice and easy, making their way up towards the A side. Short will be battled for, and this is where Chronicle will get his first test. The smoke is up, but he had a chance to fight first. Paranoia used. They're looking to take a lot of space very quickly. Jake's giving me whiplash the way he's spinning his crosshair around. And already, they've got a lot of control over the site with snake bites. Or not snake bites, nano swarms, pardon me. Almost dropping Oxy, Jake and Zeppa following suit with very low HP.
Like they might even want to try and catch someone off guard. Dart doesn't ping anyone though, and Oxy, I think he was hoping for someone to try and shoot that. Now a couple of players, they're going to get suppressed around that short area. Fnatic are taking their time. They've got to be careful they don't run out of it.
At least the first few go to C9. It's the low HP that I'm worried about. Jake and Zeppa need the element of surprise, and Leo is the one capitalizing those kills. Jake's got one. Vanity down below. He's swinging out wide. He's caught them on the defuse. He's spamming in for damage, delaying it, and in comes his teammate. Jake down, but Vanity might have won this on time alone, and it looks like it's in the books for C9. Another pistol. They're third in the row. And that's what you want to see if you're a C9 fan. North American Valorant now has the lead.
You could see on Vanity's face, he was a little bit confused that there wasn't a peek out of there, but Leo checking the other side, and, well, the clock has not been kind to him today. That's been one of his main nemesises. Either way, 1-0 lead taken, and it is looking like it's going to be much more of a brawl.
He's not afraid to give a little bit of attitude, is he? I saw his exchanges with Leaf the other day on Twitter as well. He was
He's a
really
sassy man. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Absolutely is. That's what we love to see. So, interesting setup as well from Alpha. Obviously his turret's down, but typically you're going to be trying to use that turret for information, wall banging off the back of it, actually getting contact. That's why he's got the Sheriff to play with. And on the other side, you know, that could be something that bridges the gap slightly if he can manage to land a few of those shots. It's tough with a Sheriff, though. Oh, he's actually going in. Wanted to fight inside of B-main, but
yeah, he's alone. That's the thing.
back.
He needed information. The dart was sent over the top by Leo, but it doesn't get anything. It doesn't even get a ping. So they basically rotated players further into the A site. So Alpha, rightly so, wants to take some space. Instead, well, the patience of C9 hasn't yet been rewarded, although Chronicle really going, just fishing for information. They still haven't found too much, and it looks like there's going to be a ruse sold by Vanity. Now, bear in mind, he does have a rifle, so he doesn't want to just run in.
Yeah.
But there is now no one on that B side. Not a single player there.
Yeah, very well sold
Nice
on the side of C9. And at this point, you know, with everything they've got to work with, Oxy, obviously he's cleared at the back side now, but he'll be looking to get up close with the Judge. Zeppa's already been dropped though, so there's not really anyone to cover him on the way through. They haven't got smokes up to block them off. So instead he's just playing on the stairs, denying the re-entry towards the B site. I do wonder though, if Fnatic will be even trying to get back in towards this site. Instead, I imagine they want to box in and cause damage, make this a very costly round with two players still trapped in there. The possibility is certainly there for this to go their way, at least to run the economy lower. Leo grabs one, those two players still trapped there.
He's got a rifle. Like, that's the thing. He could either just save this or look to try and kill off any of the other players. He's going to know that Vanity's here, who's very low on HP, so gets rid of him at least. And now, whoa, he's going to walk away with a Vandal and killing off a couple of members. That's not a bad round for Fnatic at all.
No, it really isn't. I'm curious to see if Oxy's able to recover anything even slightly better. No, it looks like he's just bringing the judge through. So all in all, a very costly round for the side of C9.
But also, Leo was the player who actually spent more than everybody else. So he spent down to, I think, 1,100. So this now confirms any extra utility he wanted and makes sure that he gets shields alongside a better rifle than he may have had before. So that's actually probably the best case scenario for Fnatic, other than actually just managing to win the round. And also, he's now only 3 away from having his ult, although it's worth noting Curry's 2.
5-0 technically hasn't died.
Bro, one-way great kiya.
Why is there an attack side Bucky?
Especially when we already have a judge. You know, they really like their shotguns here on C9. That's all I can say. And they're getting quite close. Chronicle already eating the wrong end of that.
Oh, no.
And Jake is quick to trade. Not even losing Oxy on the way through. Who's now upgraded to a Vandal. This is about as bad of a start as you could physically imagine.
That will be now as worse as it could get. Yeah, this is horrific. For Fnatic, they've just been decimated by a judge.
W-keyed by a judge.
And then the rifle's also been retrieved as well. Anything that was gifted in the last has been gifted back double. Fnatic feeling friendly, I guess.
दोनों पे वैंडल है,
Absolutely
पे वैंडल है,
ridiculous carry on.
वैंडल.
And the fact that Oxy just runs it down, gets up close, grabs the kill. They realize there's a judge close. Player swings to try and trade. And oh, hold on, Jake is further back. He's able to grab that. Free upgrades across the board. Yeah, you probably don't want the Bucky instead of the judge.
And the remaining 2 just have to try and save. And there's a lot of players hunting them down. That's the thing. The finances for C9 are already in a good spot. If they can kill off one of these players, that would be fantastic. Make this round a lot easier. And he gets both? What
the hell is going on? He ran through a smoke, took a fight.
Wait, he didn't even take a fight. He was pre-firing through the smoke while sprinting, kills Leo, and then he goes, oh, there's a guy there. Carry on walking.
No, this is outrageous carry on from Oxy. Like that, we even missed the opening kill there. You see the trade, so beautiful. And yeah, that is exactly how you should feel in those moments. Banging your head against a wall, or in this case,
yeah, I'll take the chair. Okay. Wall, all right, see you later.
Okay, I mean, it's a low-buy round, but there was not much of a heartbeat there from Fnatic. Immediately shut down.
The TP up is a bold call in that sort of round.
Dangerous.
C9 looking very good on this attack side. And for the remaining 2, well, both they're left with a Stinger. Alpha, a Sheriff, split across either side of the map.
Cover going out.
Alpha, he's going to be able to retrieve a little bit. They can farm up the orb as well. Might even be able to get Curry his ultimate for this next round. Be careful though. Alpha's still about. Alpha is still there! How does he come out with 3? And he's given a very small chance to boast to any other weapon. And I might say I'd even believe, but to try and get it done with a Stinger, the smoke giving him a slight gap over. He spotted a player, but he can't even really do anything with this gun. It's just hot trash from this position. And while Curry, one way or another, does get his ultimate online, but just a glimpse of the talent that Alpha has. Somehow he almost managed to make that round winnable.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about damage if C9 had a 4-0 start with some flawless rounds and free upgrades in their bonuses. It diminishes the impact that you see from this play. You need to win that round off the back of it, otherwise it's reset immediately. And even then, Oxy, Bladestorm online, Judge in his back pocket, Paranoia ready for A main, but Oxy's going to use his Bladestorm right at the rip of the round, looking to fight on mid, looking to take some duels up and above the wall perhaps, quickly closing the distance on short. This is all about him. When you send him out running, I'm scared about what we're about to witness. Early Hunter's Fury that doesn't get a whole lot. Well, nothing at all.
And now they've got the lockdown as well, so that's just going to clear them out of the site completely.
Oh no.
That seems like an error.
It's not something that may necessarily be worth a counter for Fnatic. I guess they wanted to try and do some damage. He's even caught off guard on the timing and still manages to kill. Yeah, that's a bit more of a problem. The Judge then not so valuable, but while all of that distraction, that kerfuffle has gone down, CLOUD9 have the site.
Yeah, they've ran this clock
Correct. I
way
think
down.
इसको ले जाएगा
Even now, you're
Omen
just seeing
shock
Chronicle
dart
make it towards A heaven.
एक और shock dart Omen खत्म
Half the time has already slipped out of their grasp. Two players down below. Okay, maybe with a good recon, we could see something work out for them, but C9 are tucked away. They're wise in these tricks. Good shot by Durka, nice angle, and he spotted one down below on the left side, but it's a double peek. Jake is here as well, remember, transitioning to the other side and leaving Chronicle all alone. Vanity, okay, he's the last man standing. But the clock,
time's gone.
The ultimate enemy for the side of Fnatic it has been in this series. The time is running low for them to get on the board on the defensive side. 5-0 for C9. They cannot be stopped right now. What Ian asked you a question earlier, Tom. What do you do to stop Fnatic when the ball gets rolling? What do you do to stop C9 in the same scenario? Starts to be the emerging $1 million question.
Yeah, right now I'm sort of waiting for the Durka show to come back. We've had a moment or two from Alpha that maybe could have been the start of something. But the main thing has been actually just getting rid of Vanity. Those late rounds, he's got 4 kills, but 2 of them he managed to win rounds with.
Here.
I love you, Vanity. He's picked up the Odin. He said, thanks for buying it for me, Chronicle. I appreciate you. He's grabbed, I think he might have grabbed his own one. He saw the opponents take it, and he wants a bite of that action, a slice of the pie. Both players with the drone out.
या तो वो स्पैम करेगा या तो ये स्पैम करेगा कट कर दिया
The attempt from Vanity. Oh, that is a shutdown. Ultimate instantly canceling out his drone. No, thank you. The information is going to be pinned on. That's a great angle for Vanity. If Chronicle peeks it, he's... Oh, never mind! He was low already, but only one shot connected. A quick return to the headshot. And with the Vandal, that's all he needs.
और क्या ये खेल रहे थे निकल गया उसके पे वो था वे ऑडिन
for the shots. The Odin.
ऑडिन था bro.
And as said, one of the major problems for Fnatic is those late round clutches coming out of Vanity, the time being bought, and especially with this Hunter's Fury, taking that out of the round is going to make things troublesome. 3 players also committed to this B site, 2 at the back of site, the other is Durka.
Nice old device.
That ruse has worked wonderfully. It pulled Durka completely off. All they did was pop the ult on the other side, but they still have to deal with the likes of Leo and Chronicle. And that in itself can be difficult enough. Jake, he has to go B. He doesn't have the time to do anything else. And these players at the back of the site need to be eliminated. The paranoia is perfect. And Chronicle, as you said, he was low. But he hasn't missed a shot since. Zephyr now doesn't have any time. It's all about damage. Can he take any of these guns out of Fnatic's hands?
It's a resounding no. The final seconds ticking away. Fnatic have found the round. That's a remarkable performance from Chronicle. He was 40-something HP.
Well, yeah, an extra
44.
Wow, and he died. That's literally an extra bullet through the wall when they were spamming.
Yeah, yeah, geez,
that's
exactly.
how we feel as well.
Ridiculous shot by Chronicle. And he's just so cool and collected there at the player cam. 13 HP taking all those fights. Doesn't give a damn.
He was 24 and 8 on Ascent earlier in the day versus DRX. This was his map. We'll see if he's got that in the locker again. Now, every time Fnatic have been down in this sort of scoreline, the half has ended level. It's happened multiple times, not just in this match, in previous matches as well. So C9 need to make sure that this isn't just, oh, okay, we started strong. 5 rounds, great 5 rounds. Ascent, not bad. Not if you start 5-0. They need to get more out of this.
Blade Storms come in.
They used the whole thing.
That just, you know, he really wanted to make sure he hit something. Oh my God. Luckily it was the head that landed with Zeppa down as well.
He's the player jumping up. Like that. Yeah. That's the insane thing. Like, Zeppa is waiting on that ankle. It's like he's playing on the Turkish servers and has that like insane ping peekers advantage, but it's not. It's just Chronicle. It's just him.
Drone out, clear and close on Pizza. It's wide open for the taking. They see that, so you can turn your back now. No longer needing to worry about mid. Focus will instead go towards the site, but okay. Chronicle's going to be dropped. Durka, having used his blade storm, right click now, he's in a little bit of trouble. Sheriff in hand. Not that that's ever been a problem for him before. The retake will be played for. The only scary thing about this, you know, Vanity can't use his Hunter's Fury, really. He might be able to try it from Boathouse, but it's a big risk. You need to rely on the cover from Oxy, who's now gone down. The clutch near impossible, and it proves to be just that. A second round found for Fnatic, 4 players surviving, even with some weaknesses coming into that round, especially after the Blade Storm used, but they've recovered nicely.
Yeah, this is a common thing. It seems like the second an opponent gets to 5, Fnatic are just like, all right, that's it. Like we saw that versus Zeta. In fact, they didn't even lose another round.
Yeah.
We saw that in the first map as well. Just seems like that's the moment where Fnatic come online. And as said, I'm now looking at C9 to break back. Oxy back on the judge. Normally on the attack side, I'd be frowning, but he has had a lot of success, and I think they're going to go back to that same sort of A take that they did before, with him really going for early space, stopping any level of aggression. And the fact is, Fnatic aren't pushing this anymore. They're placing the smoke down the same, but they are not going forward. That's actually happened on B instead. Did Boaster intentionally get tagged by that? It looked like he walked backwards into it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, it might just be a mistake, but that looked like he intentionally tried to get caught, maybe trying to sell the idea that he's up close somewhere, wasting some time, or just an error, and I'm overthinking it.
Oh. Either way, maybe that's the same thing going on in C9.
Yeah, exactly. They're going,
did
okay, he got caught.
Is he close? Is he far back?
We got to check. Anyone hear a TP?
That's it. Throw in a little sense of uncertainty. Sometimes that is all you need. Oxy, he's been caught out by a bit of utility. The paranoia has blinded him. Here comes the Hunter's Fury, spotting the players down below, and it's Oxy for a lot of damage. 11 HP on Boaster, 31 on Leo, but they have escaped his ire for now. The shock darts that fly through the air will not find their mark. Resetting for a much more passive angle, knowing that with a combined, 52 or 42 HP, they can't really be holding this site, trying to take fights in a 2v2. Instead, they're waiting for their teammates, and Durka, he's got his gun out just in time, but Curry still gets the jump.
Yeah, they were clearing short so that Chronicle could rotate quickly. He managed to reclaim that ground while everything was happening. Nice shot from Vanity, but it's only the low HP Boaster to go down. Fnatic, that's 7 from 5-0. They start the climb back up. As said, it will still be a decent half for C9 either way, but they do not want to just allow their opponents to run this all the way back. There were unbelievable amount of damage with that judge. And a single blast from that Hunter's Fury could have killed off 2 and just happened to dodge it.
Yeah, they did really well to avoid it, to move out of position, avoid getting hit by those shock darts as well. For C9, they threw out a lot there, and not a lot of it worked. They decided to call a tactical pause. Coming into round number 9, they'll have a bit of economy, a couple of ults close, but not your Blade Storm that could help them out massively here. I mean, from the shadows, the lockdown, it's unlikely that we see those come into full effect moving into this round. Maybe the lockdown because they don't have a Hunter's Fury, and with pistols, on some players, they might be able to close the distance, but this is very much what C9 need to discuss now. How do they want to approach the early round on the attack? The world is their oyster, but if they allow Fnatic to run that clock, we've seen again and again, they make those reads right in the late round. They've got the players ready to defend.
Is this the first time Dirk has had the operator as well? It's the same thing that happened prior. Yeah, he had it on Breeze, but that's going to be another dynamic they have to face off against, potentially. But I would say more aggressive, but he's actually been taking a lot of map control anyway, even with the rifle in hand. Been a quieter performance from him in comparison to the last map, but that said, this has been Chronicle's map so far today. It's weird to say that, but he's already played it. Wow. Back into the action we go. Weaponry not the best for C9, and that's the thing. It's like, as you said, in the past, at least when they had some of these lower buys, they had some ults to sort of pad what was going to be a weaker purchase. I do always have a bit of faith, though, with them when it comes to the stingers. I don't know what it is. I feel like they, especially Zeppa, I felt like his stinger is actually better than some of his rifles.
Yeah, you were saying earlier, and I very much agree with it. He's put the time into that weapon. He's intimately familiar. Now
Maybe
there's going to be this is an attempted punish. Boaster has a paranoia ready to play. He uses it on short, and that's perfect. Leo able to get a double off the back of that. Jake very low. And oh no,
okay.
A well-placed nano has completely caught out some of the Fnatic members, leaving Alpha and Leo down. And Boaster with a lot to do on the site. He's done well to find the first. A good headshot connected. The drop, very much getting the drop on him is Jake. What a round from this attack side Omen. But still, so much more work to be done with the swing out from Durka. It will be Jake to try and punish.
Unlucky.
5 HP left on Durka. That could have been huge, but even still, Chronicle would have gotten that trade.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea to try and switch the fight to Chronicle, the more immediate threat. And again, with what was a low investment round from C9, it was close, but not quite enough. It's this initial trap play, though. I believe there was not only either the knife or a secondary flash out from Chronicle, but a lot of assists coming through for the Fnatic side. And now after, let's say, a 5-0 lead, Fnatic are climbing. 5-4, purchase still available.
Fnatic सही जा रहा है इस बार.
Himself the lockdown as well, but now that counter is available for Leo. If he decides to use it, and the pace change straight into the side
nice
goes
dash,
Oxy.
bro.
He's gonna take that control, but his teammate is gone.
This time up on top of the generator, avoiding a lot of that utility. Your Hunter's Fury is getting damage done, but it misses the final connection. Vanity will just about survive. 45 HP. The lockdown in play.
ऊपर बैठा है वो खत्म हुआ एक ही चटकाएगा लेकिन ऑफर है ये तो
He is caught out of position, out in the open. A late flank by Curry. He has one completely off guard, but look how many players are waiting on short.
One Vanity भेजा लास्ट.
Vanity 45. Nice headshot to start, but that's it. There really wasn't much hope. As Chronicle finishes off this defuse, or even Leo. And of course, because the other two have ultimates to work with, we've ended up, you have a guess, Tom, neck and neck.
No
Would
way.
you believe it towards the end of the half?
No.
I'm shocked. 5-5? First time we've seen that scoreline today?
When you could call it from 5-1, it's it's happened too often at this stage. I don't know what it is. Fnatic don't like seeing their opponents going above 5.
It's a close matchup, man.
It's a weird one. I also think as well that like the fact that like Oxy's play there, you watch him push very deep. He knew that if he lets them take that control, there's a lockdown coming from Alpha. He's been holding that for a few rounds, so it's like he tries to get up in a position where it's like, okay, at least my teammates will be able to get that.
अरे nice.
Oh my god.
What are you doing,
ले जाएगा ये.
He's trying to
करी मार देगा,
press
करी
the
मार देगा,
crowd
करी
by the
गलत
looks of
चैनल
it,
बैठा हुआ है.
with a little bit of a pinch alongside Durka. They've taken the brunt of that one, but Chronicle took his AWP, and he's found himself the kill.
I actually kind of love that play. We'll talk about it in a moment, though, because Alpha is now under threat. In fact, it might be Leo who's going to be challenged. The drone destroyed the paranoia deep, but Leo's able to reposition now, playing up in heaven. Odin, what a shot! Zeppa deleted! Out comes the shorty, but it's not good enough. 16 HP left on Jake. It should be an easy conversion, and indeed it is. Finding the kill. It's only Curry. 1 versus 3. An operator holding towards his spawn and 2 players if he is to break through the A site. One saving grace might be just how low Durka is. Problem is he's not going to miss that shot. 6 rounds on the board for Fnatic. Well, I would almost gamble on a go with C9.
Ready for a 6-6.
Seen this one before.
It's happened too often, but this has got to be just backbreaking.
भाई ये स्पैम इसको कंटिन्यू करना चाहिए था, रोक दिया ऊपर से किया यहाँ पर ही आके दिया. लियो भाई अल्लाह के एंगल पे मेरा भाई लाइक मारो दोनों दोनों फ्रेंड.
But that's the thing. It's like even with the sort of the risk
भाई गलत एंगल पे खेल रहा है. 4 जो खेले ना लियो, डायरेक्ट ऑक्सी और करी गलत ही डोमिनेट कर रहे हैं दोनों टीम के दो. क्या 28 किल 21 किल में टक्कर चल रहा है. बस दिमाग लगाया. मिड का पुश भाई देख, ये मेन से पुश कर ही नहीं रहे भाई. जितना मैं देख रहा हूँ मैप में मल्टीपल्स वो दोनों तरफ एक इंगेज कर रहे, बाकी मिड का पुश सब दे रहे हर एक साइड का, हर एक मैप में. रीज में भी सेम किया. अब मार रहा है भाई. लास्ट में भी ऑक्सी भाई ड्रेक को मारा था. जेट वर्सेस जेट अल्ट में हो गया ये.
What is happening with Oxy? It's on the other side of the map to where the plants come in, fighting into Boathouse. If anything, he's just done well enough by delaying this long.
क्या नहीं आज तक लाइक ऐसे बटन होता है उसको दबाओगे ना ऐसे मारोगे जब ना तो वो लाल एकदम से लाल हो जाएगा सफेद है इसको रंग भरो उसकी जिंदगी में रंग भरो लाइक दबा के
He'd have to pull off miracles to be able to stop this from happening. Paranoia still available as well to just crush him at the end.
Blind हो गया था ये भी.
Will be there to kill him off with his trusty stinger at that. We're level going into the break, but honestly, from 5-0 down,
Cloud
I don't
जीता
think
last
C9
मैच
are
भाई.
going to be happy with that.
ये मैच भी जीत जाए क्या?
not at all. They had 5
वो मैच
rounds
गलत
in a row. They
खेल
won the
रहे थे वो.
pistol, but at the end of the day,
0-6 चल रहा था.
6-6 half is just par for the course when it comes to this series. It's what we've seen again and again to start things out.
आप चलाए नहीं ऑक्सी का एक अल्ट पे मारा बस यही.
And Oxy is having one hell of a game. I mean, when you're causing this much of a problem to your opponents, where you even see the impact.
Last match में MVP लिया था यही ब्रीज मैप पे अपनी टीम का.
That was a fake as well.
Yeah.
The rest of the team relying on the other.
One man fake.
One man fake with a 3K. And I think he was like 15 HP after the first one when he got his Blade Storm. Just popped it. Took 2 more down with him. Basically won them that round on his own. Even still, though, it was a good resurgence from Fnatic. The thing is, 6 rounds on attack of Ascent, that's a great half. If that's a back and forth, maybe you don't win a pistol, Cloud9 would be over the moon. It's just the manner in which Fnatic seem to climb back into these games every single time. And now heading into their attack side as well, that's where I feel like both teams are kind of thriving. Like we've seen some really solid attack side halves. Fnatic's synergy has looked great throughout. And again, it's someone we've talked about, but I think the pressure now comes on to both Oxy and Curry. Like Curry having that site anchorage, and then also just if that operator comes into Oxy's hands, he went on a tear in their first map of Ascent in the tournament. I think ended with like 25 plus kills and barely any deaths to go with it. Either way. Soon we'll get into that second half. And one of these teams is going to be heading towards that map point, heading towards a spot where they need one more map in this best of 5 to take it over the line. You don't want to be needing to win 2, I'll put it that way. The comeback's always more difficult. Winning that pistol might just get them that step closer.
Oh, we've seen some aggressive rounds, especially early rounds.
Main दिखा रहे लेकिन main से push बहुत कम ही जा रहे हैं ये.
Certainly something to keep an eye on from C9. We know that they can.
Last time तो knife कर दिया, ले knife कर दिया फिर cancel. ये जब knife कर रहा है तो cancel करवा दे रहा है.
For now, in the pistol, we won't see any shenanigans or tomfoolery from that C9 side.
करने तो दो. अरे क्या कर रहे हो?
To step up. Vanity has managed to make his way into
पहले से जाके बैठ गया Vanity. Wine में.
Element of surprise at
ये
all.
location दे देगा.
Timing and Chronicle has got the element of surprise. He's caught off by Vanity.
Worthy 1v1.
Like he realized the setup, but just a second too late.
Yeah, and you could see the cogs turning. He's like, oh, there's someone there.
Why would he think that main is secure? Oh,
Market smoke or push.
It's too late, but
his setup is still good though. Like that's the thing from C9. They got 2 players firmly within the site. That's where their nano swarms are as well to buy time. Vanity already making that realization. He'll be full sprint to make his way back towards the cross.
अब push होगा dash plus blind plus teleport.
This is the moment we have to get into the site.
एक साथ सब आएगा. ये blind आया, teleport, dash.
Try and cover that cross, and it's a slaughter. Left down to just Alpha, but his main nemesis at this point is going to be the time. 19 seconds, Spike in a very awkward spot, and he needs a mistake to come through. And with the classic king of Curry, well, he'll take that one, but he doesn't expect there to be a second player. He's trying to bait him in, but now the time's gone. Round done. 7-6, Cloud9, another pistol under their belt. They have been dominant in those. 4 in a row.
लड़की का सिस्टम सेट कर दिया उन्होंने मार के.
Fnatic haven't seen a pistol win since the start of the series.
क्या हो रहा है के?
Breeze, Ascent, both looking very good for C9. 7 on the board, and I don't expect to see a Fnatic force buy coming into this round. Don't expect heavy
इतना close मैं तो यहाँ से मेरा minimum ये एक distance है इतना समझ लो एक हाथ का.
That said, they've been able to do it before with not less but same. It's not like C9 have anything. They've not got any rifles. Like this is a much weaker second round buy than I think we see from a lot of teams.
Yeah. Although, well, I'd say them with
revealed with Marshall.
full buy as you can
get. नहीं
Vanity
है ना स्टिंगर है तो
already
एक दो से ले
spotted.
जाएगा वो
Pop flash ready.
फ्लैश करके बैठा
Secondly
हुआ है
around this corner. They're about to come under
ओके ओके ओके
pressure.
शॉक डॉट से चल जाएगा एक और
Might
शॉक
even
डॉट
take them both now. It's going to go
Oh.
in. And it's
Oh, shock dart पे.
comboed with that fragment. This is looking squeaky clean, at least for now. A sheriff
Aye.
retrieved by Chronicle and one in Alpha's hands.
क्या
as well.
location
These
क्या
pop
इसकी?
flashes from Zeppa have been
Okay.
nothing short of perfection.
हाई वैनिटी का भाई क्लास
Multitude of
Stinger
assists
का
coming
ये वाला
through.
स्किन
I'd
पता
say
वैंडल
this
की तरह
KO
चलता
has
है
been a true highlight of this tournament for me.
भाई बुलेट ट्रेसिंग
Just
अलग
seems to
इसका
do
सही
so
दिखता है
well with
एकदम
his knives being on point, getting them that information. The flashes
जो फ्लैश था
have
भाई
been look,
Nice
their
one.
whole team
तो
basically
शॉक डॉट जो
blind
दिया ना
there.
गलत ऊपर
And
से
then
उसका
even
मॉली
has
था
the fragment
बचने
to
का
just make
कोई
sure
ऑप्शन
there is
नहीं
no surviving in that
ठीक।
corner. Great
तो-
round from C9 and
इसको पहले ही भाषण दे दिया था क्या अभी बेटे वो
So
देखा
for a
नहीं बोला
second,
घुसते समय
Oxy buys in to the Guardian. It looks like he's going to be handed a Vandal. I can see why they have the belief in him to do it at this stage.
Yeah,
ले
I
भाई
think
सिस्टम
I would too. I certainly do. Boaster, this is the
शॉक डॉट
same
दिया
thing.
था
You know,
पहले राउंड में
actually,
उसके बाद ये लोग
I
उधर से
mentioned
गए
the
ही
other day,
नहीं
I spoke to Vanity about this, the
अरे
round
प्रेडिक्टेड शॉक
3
डॉट दे दे रहा
attack
वो
side, Odin on an Omen. He said the man's a lunatic.
क्लोज आके बैठ गया है करी
Well, it looks like we're contending with lunacy on the side of C9. Let's see how they deal with it. He attempted to spam back and deny Vanity's very
Gang,
same
gang
position that he
sign.
plays in almost every single game at the start of the round. Somewhere that he is already being told by his opposition, you're not going to be able to play your comfortable role here. We know who we're up
जहाँ सोवा दिख
against.
गया पुश मार देंगे
We've also seen the depth of Vanity's repositioning.
ओ
He's not a one trick.
मैं टेलीपोर्ट वाह यार ओमेन धोनी का
They're
तो
not
ये तो
falling
था
for that again.
सही किया था वो
This time.
Fool me
फाइन
once.
इस बार डाल के
Counter util being thrown out to try and slow them down at least a little bit. Another pot flash set up with a paranoid
बैठा
just
अपने
around
flash
the
पे।
corner. It's an awkward fight for Oxy. Bear in mind, he's the one with
हाँ
that
ये एबिलिटी
hero
वेस्ट हो गया
rifle.
पूरा डैमेज हुआ कोई
Attempting to
अपने
try and pad the gap. Spike
वो
thrown
खत्म होगा
across at the wrist.
भाई
Somehow Vanity with the spam. Zephyr though, he's been given that gun. And now he steps up on the
Location reveal,
individual
location
level
reveal.
as well.
मार देगा
Boaster, the only man standing within this site. And
भाई
Zephyr
चलो
takes
लोकेशन
it
चला
all.
गया था
4 kills
करते हुए देख
to
लिया तो वो
close
भी
out
स्पैम
this
किया
round 9 for C9.
It's been a relatively slow start for Zeppa. I mean, that just puts him up tied with the rest of the team, catching up very much so. But what a round to step up in. 3 in a row now for the side of C9. Fnatic's economy is devastated. And even there, the Collat, the wall bang headshot onto Chronicle. Just gorgeous gameplay. And this is what we know he's capable of from start to finish. He is a scary player. Now C9 get that Odin over on Vanity for free. The rest of the squad buying up Curry. He's left down on a judge, but I don't think he's going to be too upset about that. We've seen what he can do with that weapon in hand. Himself and Oxy, a scary duo.
All men.
When it comes down to it, Jake the first to find it.
blinded
Paranoia
ओमेन
goes
जेट
through.
भी blind
Whoa, he's a little slow on Durka. Gives him time to adjust, but he needed a
भाई
bit
तो
more time.
ओके नाइस फ्री फायर
Looks like not a
शॉट
whole
लग
lot
जाएगा
past
फिर
the damage
तो
being
लगेगा
done.
सब
Shock Dart puts Leo down to 21, but with the door closed, it might just be able to get a plant.
That's the thing, this round shouldn't be even remotely close
Nice
with the
spam.
weaponry. And well, Oxy
Oh.
makes sure it's not.
जिसका एंगल होल्ड पे
The
सामने होता
guns
है
weren't there for Fnatic in this one. And
फ्री अपग्रेड
they got close to getting onto that site. They got close to getting the plant, but Oxy's there alongside that judge. It got the job done in the end.
ये स्टार्टिंग में ले जाओ
I think
जेट
Jake
भी आ गया
did
अगर जेट नहीं
extremely
हटता
well
पीछे ब्लाइंड
staying
पे भी
alive
फंसता
back
तो
to
वो
the side.
ऐसे ही उसके
Weaker
केओ के नेट पे
weapons.
मरने
They
वाला
probably
था
did get a little bit more space
ये
than you
एंगल
would
होल्ड
have
सही है
liked,
यहाँ के
but
लिए
that's because those players on short are grouping up and waiting for the retake. They're a little bit late to the party, but well, they certainly ended the show. Stopped it in its tracks. 10-6. And aggressive stance again. We talked about how we saw Fnatic get aggressive.
push कर गए
C9
ये
a
लोग
little bit more pointed with their approach.
Yeah,
B-main
lead है
entirely
इनका।
on lockdown. And it's Boaster about to have a big challenge on his
Yeah.
hands. It's Oxy
Oxy.
shut down by the IGL of Fnatic. The man advantage is now theirs.
Zeppa hasn't stopped though.
एक
He's taken the space into screens.
टिपा भी
Just
मिड
trying
पे है
to
ना
spot out where
Yeah,
Boaster, well,
buddy.
that'll do it. That knife might as well have landed in his head.
तो वीमेन पुश कर अगर वो मिड पिक लेते भाई तो किल मिलेगा
Couple of
उनके
players on either side.
टिपा का
Dirk is still waiting deep in A, and we're going to see an aggressive push from Jake once again.
3 main पर आ रहे.
He's got 3 players close. They're actually going back and clearing where Zeppa would be. Fnatic taking a lot of time to just make sure there's nobody there to stab them in the back before they start their execution. Bear in mind, Chronicle is 1 away, as is Alpha, from having their ultimates online, which could help with the clearance of this site. The only issue is the amount of time that is left, and they're in fact going to double back into
KJ का setup है भाई, ले जाएगा. KJ का setup पेपर है, ले जाएगा वो. Plant करने नहीं देगा. जेनी plant करेंगे वो. KJ hold करके बैठा. Nice.
Unusual position for it. Extra little bit of support that can be brought to it. Repositioning on the back of those nades, though. It puts them on the back foot for just a moment. Spams from Curry. He's trying to stop them, but there's no denying that plant. And Fnatic quickly bite back. 4 versus 2. Alpha and Leo desperately low. Those shots need to be landed. Great return from Jake. He knows there's one below. He doesn't know about the second, and even a player over towards the generator. Cover going out. 6 and 33 HP, 85 on Boaster. This could be so easy, but closing it out is a whole different story. Jake with the jump over, still hasn't spotted Boaster. Tucked in, Leo already dropped. And it's the second man below that might not be expected until now. Now the information's there to play with. The defuse not going to be stopped. Just perfectly taking every kill in their way, and just in time, they'll grab the defuse. 11-6. C9 edging ever closer to taking a map advantage.
Close range में खड़ा था Jet भाई, वो मार नहीं पाया direct.
It's a round that looked like Fnatic had it in the bag. The after plant, okay, they were low, but the time that had been bought looked like it would be enough. And then Zeppa,
भाई देख गया इसको.
I mentioned that he was definitely further down the
scoreboard. देखा ही नहीं इसको. और वो half करके मारा, main यहाँ पर था.
Now he's right back up there with the rest of the boys. In fact, just 2 kills from top to bottom on this side. A true team effort from C9 and Boaster definitely there in terms of the supportive ability, but not there on the fragging power this game at least. Durka as well, after a really strong performance on Breeze. An uncharacteristic, quiet game from him. Even still though, Mitch, 5 rounds in a row at the beginning of that first half. The half ended 6-6. C9 have had 5 rounds in a row at the beginning of this second half.
Yes. What happens next?
Yeah, let's see where it goes. And also with a Fnatic tactical pause. Again, giving Elmer Putty a chance to talk through with the team. We've seen Fnatic make comebacks even just off the back of taking these sort of moments, clearing up their comms. That can be enough. We saw the world-class mini pause, which was basically something along the lines of just need to talk to each other.
Yep.
So you can see this Leo being a little bit vocal in that pause, but that's the thing, even just for the minds of C9 here, you've already let the first half slip back into an even scoreline off the back of one of these tactical pauses. As said, back in CS, the Fnatic pause was legendary. We'll see if the pressure's there for C9 here.
They've been given their final count, and the barriers are back up once again. As we said, 5 in a row for C9. It's happened before, but then they were stopped. This is the opportunity to take it that little bit further. And Oxy is very much looking to do just that. Boaster down, smokes out of the round. And for an attacking side, that can be a death sentence. Jake won't be able to escape, but they're not capitalizing on the kill either.
Oh, they might now. Oh, they got the backup of the Hunter's Fury. I like the idea. Jake gone, but the advantage kept. Oh, not for long though. Oxy's gone peeking. Durka was waiting. And although they don't have the smokes, neither does the opposing side at this stage. Vanity, timing's going to be everything. He's throwing a shock dart out. C9 are making mistakes. Zeppa needs to try and capitalize. And it's a whiff. They look like they had this round at the beginning of it at least, but multitude of slip-ups. And Fnatic now, just Curry left.
Now we don't give him a ton of chances in this. He's at least going to deny the post-plant utility if he takes Leo, but that's a big if. Looks like history will repeat itself as we once again see that 5-round streak come to an end. Fnatic on 7, trailing by 4. They've got just as many ultimates to work with as they do rounds to make up.
Yeah, the thing is, I really like the start to this round. It was just like a few moments that let it slip away. Vanity losing control over short. Oxy maybe slightly overzealous. He's done well with the aggression before. I don't hate it too much. And then Zeppa with an uncharacteristic whiff onto Alpha. Yeah, you can't give that man anything. And now look at the ults as well for Fnatic. Lockdown will be in play. Bear in mind the Hunter's Fury was used in the last round by Vanity. They can't do anything to stop this.
Well, there's going to be an attempt to at least make it costly to entry into that site. Utility on the other side not having quite the same pack-a-punch to it. The C9 are left out to play the retake. You're not going to be too upset about that. Zeppa can deny all the utility as they look to push on through. Hunter's Fury pops.
This
good
could be
damage
big.
on the back of it. It's even going to catch another tag. Vanity and Oxy very low. Zeppa following suit. They need someone to grab a kill fairly soon as Fnatic really cemented themselves in on the site. Alpha traded, but Boaster fires back with Oxy dropped. They can now maintain control over the site. Everybody on crossfires except for Durka, who is isolated. Jake's already got a double, looking for more down below, but it's the other Jake to find it. Leo closing it out. 8 rounds on the board for Fnatic. It came close. You can see the #1 fan up there, waving the flag with pride.
Hey, she's allowed to be biased today.
This one day. This one time.
This time she's allowed.
And she's relishing in that opportunity.
इसका ult में कैसे ही मार नहीं पा रहा है?
11 to 8.
बहुत कर रहे 2 बार इसका ult
As
waste हुआ.
said, we've seen C9 make it to the top of that mountain and somehow Fnatic each time climb up and reach the top first. I don't know how they do it, but that's been an issue for C9. It's like the second that pause comes through, the second they get that lead to a point where it looks like Fnatic can't return, Fnatic say you thought.
Here.
And while this round, you're looking at Oxy, you're looking at Zeppa, the major hero weapon / ults in this round. They're definitely aware of the potential of Jake to be in that corner again, and while Oxy, he won't garner anything other than a bullet to the face.
Well, that was a ruse though. The nano up and over, the presence made inside of B main. It's all to set them up to move into A. C9 are still here. Yes, there's weaknesses across the board. The one rifle in play for C9 is on A. Fnatic, although they rotate everybody in there, they have a massive vacuum of space across the map. They've decided to go back, move through mid. Alpha Year's miles ahead of the pack. And that's an easy pick for Vanity, catching him completely off. And as they turn to look at Vanity to deal with this menace, there's presence on short. It'll all come down to timing as to whether that works out, and it has. It has indeed. Although the trade is too quick to really keep that spike under their control.
If it was dropped for a few seconds longer, that could have been the end of it. If he gets through 13 seconds, but Dirk is just hightailing it. That was the opportunity. If they drop that spike with that little time, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance. But now, Jake trying to get in there, he won't be able to. Fnatic continuing this road back to redemption. Now the distance goes from 5 to just 2.
I really like the paranoia. The fact that Boaster still has it, the fact that he uses it when he did, may well have saved the round. The timing there could have changed absolutely everything on the swing. There was only a matter of seconds in it. One small piece of utility like that, the butterfly effect comes into play. As we see this scoreline close down to just 2, C9 have got to be getting major flashes of deja vu. And it's because of that they decide to call a timeout. Now is definitely the right time.
You can see it on the faces of Fnatic, like they're smiling, laughing. They know now that they're in the heads of their opponent. They've done it in the first half, why wouldn't they be able to do it in the second as well? And for Imi, this is where, well, he really earns his money. Just a gimmick, something to try and reset things, because his team have played fantastic from top to bottom. There isn't a piece missing from this C9 roster in terms of ability. They've definitely shown they can go toe-to-toe, but it's about closing. You can't afford to let this map slip away. The next is Lotus. We know the legacy that Fnatic has on this map, and it's still one of the newer ones within the pool. They've already built a name for themselves. Not many teams can take them on that map. I wouldn't want that to be the one that could potentially close it.
hot under the collar if they lose this one. C9 fully investing their credits down to the wire for this squad. Lockdown in play, null command as well. The main ultimate of this round might not be on the defensive side. Durka, Blade Storm, and that could be used any moment. Give them that extra level to play with. Poster trying to entry B main with the Odin. It will be denied, but it's a costly piece of utility used to do that.
Fnatic now, again, just patiently waiting, seeing if there's any mistakes. Knife used as well by Zeppa to clear B main. Oxy will immediately take that space. Boaster also lurking in middle. The drone to support and clear, while the team lurk around that short position. Looking like they're going to build up into a take in that direction again. The thing is, though, C9 seem to have a pretty decent read. Zeppa already pushing round, has the fragment to deny them, but also has support from Curry. Look where he is, and look what ultimate he has online. I think they're playing for the retake. The thing is, though, Vanity is almost set up as a ruse.
He's done well to find the first, and he's got a safe space to play from. Here comes a nano, but it's bouncing around. He might have a chance to break it. In fact, it doesn't even land, do any damage. He can leave it well alone. And they have to try to force him out of position. As they do so, lockdown comes in. And although Vanity will fall, there's now a big problem for the side of Fnatic. They've got to fight their way back through and try to break this. The spray coming in, it's not able to do it. 1 second left, detain. Undeniable, and that's a free kill on Chronicle, leaving the spike down on short, and the time is already run dry. Alpha Year will not win this round, and we will see C9 push up to 12. 12-9 on the board. And Fnatic, they were just caught lacking.
No, I love the idea from C9 as well. Like, they had that plan with the lockdown from the very get-go. Curry's someone who, for the most part, will either play within the site or play onto B. But he was waiting around that tree area for the entirety of the round, just sat there for the moment. And the fact is, normally in that sort of case, you wouldn't have Vanity within the site. But his whole job was to just try and get a kill, try and cause havoc, try and buy time, so that when that clock got low enough, that lockdown could be used to win it. Already, we're seeing an aggressive play. I love this from C9, not afraid to fight Fnatic into their own spawn. Durka now looking to lead the way into the site, but he has no support. He is alone.
Yeah, everybody else kept back by some of that utility. The Nano's on the floor. He can dash by them, but the rest of the squad not so lucky. Thankfully, they're able to entry afterwards. That was very close to running into the spray from the Odin. Curry, though, steps up to the plate to finish off what the Odin couldn't bite. This is going to be it. Boaster caught in the open, easily traded. Textbook play from C9 with 13-9 back-to-back. They are now one map away from taking the grand final.
The fact is, this roster came into this match today with many expecting a 3-0 for Fnatic. The first map went as expected, but since then, CLOUD9 have been fighting back tooth and nail. And after losing the grand final last year, they go in with an opportunity to